KMIR News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. This is the KMIR News at 5 and streaming live at KMIR.com. I'm Gino Lamont.
And I'm Elizabeth Bobian. We begin tonight with breaking news. We now know there have been 2 arrests in the Pinyon Pines cold case triple murders. According to victims' family members, we can confirm they have been called by the sheriff's department to tell them those 2 people arrested in this case are Robert Pape and Christian Smith. KMIR has confirmed with the attorney of 25-year-old Christian Smith that he was arrested this afternoon at the Palm Springs airport. He was preparing to board a flight back home to Washington State after apparently testifying yesterday before a grand jury in the case. This here is a yearbook photo of Smith from Cathedral City High School back in 2006. His attorney told KMIR News that Smith agreed to fly to Southern California to appear before the grand jury in the Pinyon Pines case. His round-trip plane ticket was paid for by the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. And Smith was arrested while waiting to board his return flight home at the Palm Springs airport. His attorney confirms to us an indictment was handed down by the grand jury this afternoon and that his client is likely facing murder charges. Let me say this again. There have been 2 arrests in the Pinyon Pines triple murder cold case. We have confirmed this man here, Christian Smith, as well as Robert Pape, have both been arrested now. This is the photo of Robert Pape from 2006 Cathedral City High School. These 2 men are in jail tonight here in the Valley. No bail. Again, Robert Pape and Christian Smith arrested for the 2006 triple murders in Pinyon Pines. Now, we are still awaiting official word from the DA on those indictments and whether any more suspects will be indicted or arrested in connection with this case. Multiple witnesses gave their grand jury testimony today. And again, we're waiting word specifically what the grand jury has decided in the deaths of 18-year-old Becky Friedley, her mother Vicky, and Vicky's boyfriend, John Hayward.
KMIR was outside the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. Witnesses in the Pinyon Pines triple murder cold case began to arrive to testify before a grand jury. Murder victim Becky Friedley's good friend, Jeannie McDaniels, was the first to arrive. Jeannie came forward to KMIR nearly 9 months ago with information in this case. She says she was never interviewed by law enforcement.
A few weeks before she died, she came to my house very nonchalantly, made comments that he had threatened to kill her, but she didn't take it very seriously and brushed it off. I wish I would have asked her more, but she brushed it off and changed the subject.
Daniela Zermino, Becky's cousin, was also subpoenaed. KMIR reported last September what she knew about the case.
I do know of the specific circumstance that he, when she was working at Denny's the night before the homicide, she had called me about coming in to harass her at work. And Becky was on shift, and the harassment came to a point where somebody in the restaurant, a manager, felt like he needed to be removed, and they'd removed him from the restaurant that night.
Becky's father, Ron, also testified, and so did Javier Garcia Jr. You'll recall it's been alleged Garcia Jr. had information on these murders before it was made public. Garcia Jr. has since hired this man, Eduardo Roy, to represent him in these proceedings. Yesterday, Roy dropped a bomb in the case and released this affidavit to KMIR with never-before-seen information. That document named suspects and detailed how prosecutors say the murders happened. It also laid out a motive for the homicides. KMIR chose not to release this information because it was not authenticated by the district attorney's office and could interfere with the grand jury proceedings and arrests of the suspects. The families of the victims tell us they were very upset this information wasn't given to them first in private by the district attorney and instead was leaked by a defense attorney to the media. Roy refuses to answer our questions on how he received the affidavit or to allow us to speak with Javier Garcia Jr.
I took this affidavit into the courthouse today and asked the court clerk for another copy. She said they don't have a copy, and the only way anybody would be able to get their hands on this is through the district attorney.
I asked a spokesman with the district attorney's office how Roy got this affidavit. He responded to us, quote, "It is not this office's policy of practice to provide legal documents related to an ongoing criminal investigation to criminal defense attorneys." Javier Garcia Jr.'s father works for the district attorney's office as a senior investigator. His mother is this woman, former Valley Assemblywoman Bonnie Garcia, who is currently running for state senate. After more than 7 years without justice for the families of the victims, it seems now the case is finally moving forward.
As we wait for more information on what the grand jury has handed down exactly, questions continue today about that apparent leak of the affidavit and whether or not it was done legally. Now, I want to go over what we brought to you at the top of the newscast tonight. Breaking news situation. We got this word in just moments before the newscast started. There have officially been 2 arrests in this cold case this afternoon. Those arrests were made again late this afternoon. Christian Smith has been arrested, as well as Robert Pape. This is a picture of Christian Smith. Also, we have the yearbook photo of Robert Pape. They are both graduates of Cathedral City High School in 2006. We know Robert Pape is an ex-boyfriend of Becky Friedley. Christian Smith was also a friend of hers. KMIR has been leading the way on the story, and we will continue to bring you every piece of information we have as soon as we get it. And coming up new at 6 tonight, we're going to hear live from the father of Becky Friedley on his reaction to today's apparent indictment and arrest. That is coming up on KMIR News at 6 p.m. tonight.